I was in a really happy mood right now. And it left me like I'm ghost white right now. I hadn't read the Discord all day. That's too bad that I read it right before the show. I don't know if you guys are aware. There's a channel in the Discord that no one can get to. You have to be invited. And it's a channel where we have very loyal supporters of this show. You can't get there. It's not for public consumption. We have a level of trust in that network of Team 51 members, but some of you guys are not in that chat channel. Okay, I get it. But for the ones that are in there, there's a guy by the name of Assembler. Thundercat Assembler. He's been a part of my show for maybe 4 years now. Been a part of this community for I'd say 4 years. It's a lot of years. It's a lot of weeks. You know, it's a lot of months. Over 48 months. And if the unfortunate read that I got was there was a loss in his family, and it was a loss that no one wants to go through. So he will be AFK for as long as he needs to be. And I'm just going to tell him now. I'll send him a message after this show, but I'm with him. I support him. And it's going to be a tough one for a very long time. Makes you reflect on life, but it's going to be his story to tell, not ours. Just support your brothers and sisters when you see them, guys. Check in on them. I love you guys, so I say this to you with a little bit of energy that I'm going to try to perform and give you the best show possible, but my mindset has changed. My whole narrative of where I wanted to go with today's show. My heart is aching for Thunder and his family. Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But, I mean, what are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to sit here and talk TA and fundamentals? Is that this investment? You know, everyone's always, I mean, I'm just going to tell you about a mindset, right? I named the show Ego before I even read what he wrote and stuff, so but you got to take your ego out of it. The fundamentals and TA, a lot of people, when they invest, they sit back and they go, well, this is why I invest. I looked at the TA. And you say, no. Technical analysis has nothing to do with the reason why you invest. Right? The fundamentals. Once again, no. It's not why you invest. It's not even a reason. There's a psychological reason of why people do everything. There might be, you do it for pride, ego. You do it for enjoyment. You do it for gain. You do it for the fear factor, the fear of loss, the fear of pain. This is why you invest. I mean, your mind is just part of it, but when people talk about size and risk, and that's all nonsense. Because the only reason why you're doing the size is because you're convincing yourself that this is going to make a marginal impact on your day and in your life. The only reason why you're doing it versus risk is because, hey, this is what my risk tolerance is because of my emotional side to this investment. When you disconnect from the emotions, Well, then what are you? Well, then you're a real investor. You're a real investor when you say, you know what, I'm going to temper myself, or I can handle it. Why do people do this? 3 years ago, I get a phone call. Some investors here on this show. Everybody tells me, Marantz, I'm up. Should I take profits? What? You know why you exit a position too early? Because you are in fear, and you forget your fundamentals. You forget who you are. You forget what you're actually here for. If I said to you, hey, you're up 60%, and in theory, your brain goes, I should take the profit now. Right? This is why people exit positions too early, because they go in and they say, I should take profit right now. And then when they don't take the profit and the stock comes back down, they go, look at that. I missed out. I could have executed. I could have executed that trade, and that would have been my investment. It has nothing to do with math or risk or whatever you're thinking it is. It's just how you've conditioned yourself to react to the news. I'm an idiot. You know what? I got a stop loss put into place. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move my stop loss even lower and lower and lower and lower because I can't afford to lose this. I've already lost so much. This is all emotions. This has nothing to do with fundamentals, nothing to do with principles of why you invest. This is why AMC exists, why Bed Bath & Beyond exists. This is why GameStop exists. Because somewhere in this life of 5 years of watching the stock and investing and buying, me personally, I took the emotion out of the trade, which allowed me to be a better investor. And why is that? Because I didn't overextend myself, and or because I walked into it dollar cost averaging per day, $10, $20, $10, $20. I can justify the depth of it, the difference of it. And where am I? I'm sitting somewhere where I'm below the current cost of $23.73 in the after hours. But it's all about psychology. So what was the fear? There's no fear for me. I'm fearless. But it's conditioned, right? It's conditioned in your brain to react this way to investments. Because in your world, we measure. Well, you work hard. What happens when you work hard, guys? Anybody have an idea? You work hard, you play hard. You work hard, you make more money. You work hard, you get recognized. You work hard, there's results. This is all a reaction to what you do. You feel you're entitled to. I'm worth more because I did more. That's an emotional response. I'm more educated, therefore I am inclined to make more money. I'm more educated, I did the work, I have the degrees on the wall, I'm smarter than you, I'm worth more. No. It's the world you live in that more is better. You know what happens when you have more, or when you risk more, you put in more? You're more prone to lose because you don't know how to lose. Once you accept the losses in life, whether they be personal, professional, and or in our case, let's get specific about investing. Once you accept the losses, well, now we're fearless. Now it's going to be based off of what? Rationale? True fundamentals, and not just fundamentals of a company, fundamentals of yourself. I can see a stock go up or down. It does nothing to me. I don't even get angry. I don't get mad. I don't say, man, they're shorting it today. They're attacking it. They're doing this. I don't have those emotions. They don't come out of me because I detached myself and I deleted the ego years ago. What happens in investing? They do this thing where they go, it's a big trade, therefore you're successful. You made a big trade. And you might make all these big trades because it might have a massive impact on you in the moment. This could change my life. Small incremental moves that can't change your life. They can do nothing. You're sitting there waiting for it to happen. I think about Ryan Cohen this way a lot, guys. Ryan Cohen, he goes out there, he sells his company for $3 billion, and everybody says, there he is. He's a massive man. He can do it. He did it well. Look at this. And then what did he do? He went in, he made small investments, and he started building on them in the dark, and he sat on the table for 6 years, and he was on the sidelines thinking, what am I going to do next? How am I going to react? This taught me a lot about him It wasn't about making splashes and splashing the pot. It was more, what can I do to sustain myself and keep building towards something? The change that you want, right? You want to change your outcome, guys? It's not going to happen because you made one decision. It's not. You want to change your outcome. It's not because you ran 2 miles one day and then the next day you took a break because you deserved it. That's how consistent can you be with yourself, and how true can you be? For as consistent as you are when you're chasing tail or you're at the gym every damn day, you should be looking at your investments the same way. It's a muscle. You need to exercise it. You need to read. You need to find out what private equity is doing. You need to find out what the markets are doing. You need to find out what GameStop's doing to a point. But at the end of all the headlines, it's what are you doing different? Different than your peers. That's how I view my investment. I've had to change my mindset and make sure that my expectations are aligned with the investment I'm making. Are my expectations aligned with GameStop's? Absolutely. I don't expect anything. Therefore, anything they do, I'm excited about. Even PSA graded cards, even, grading cards, even Pokemon being the first step. Larry Chang tweeted today and he said, this has been fun. He's been interviewing and talking to companies about who GameStop wants to invest with. I say GameStop, but who would want to be investing? Because it's going to be a fun season. It's going to be a fun time. There's a lot of energetic people out here who want to do things the right way. Build better businesses and have that growth. When you sit there in silence and you sit there with your growth, that's a different world, man. That's a different reflective world. I've sat here plenty of nights building a channel, building, momentum for the crew and saying, knowing what works, what doesn't. Do I want to hit it that hard? Am I busy right now? Am I going to balance it? I walked into my home tonight. I walked into the front door and I knew that I was going to do this show. I didn't know what I was going to talk about. I never know what I'm going to talk about. I just hit record and I'm in front of you and go. But when I walked into my house, I looked out to the backyard and the patio and I saw my wife out there. And I was like, what the hell is she doing? She was cooking on the grill. And I walked out there. I go, I got this, babe. I'll do it. She's like, no. I want to use this. And she's like, but if you can you clean this? So I started helping her out, do her thing. I said, and you know what she told me? She goes, I got this. Go do your show. Wow. It tells me that she's aware of what I'm going through and what my mission is. Share it with your spouse. Share it with your partner. And when they buy it, when they go all in on it with you, then you have something to work on, something to be proud of. I would like to think that's what Ryan's doing every day. Have you ever gone to the casino and you put a $20 bill into the machine? Like I have 7 casinos around where I live, and you put in $20 and you get it all the way up to $40 or even $30. You don't pull it out. You don't pull it out. You'll play down that money until you lose it all, but $10 is not enough. $20 is not enough. In theory, it's more than enough. To make 50% on your money, 100% on your money, that's godly. And you would do that if it was your 401k. You would do that if it was your actual bank account. But the fact that it's in front of you and it's just $20 in your head, it's too small to make a difference. It's not going to change my day, my outcome, but that is lunch, that is gas, that is something that you left and you went reverse on it. But that's how I invest. That's how I want GameStop to invest. I want GameStop to invest their cash and or their synergies of how they want to do it and do little mom and pop deals. Do little deals here, little deals. That's Berkshire Hathaway. It's not this massive conglomerate. Then you're going to come through and you go, you know what? It's going to be eBay, this, and that. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I built it up in my head. And I'm trying to still get it there. And I want it. I want it all. I want it all. How you're going to get there, I don't know. But I'm realistic with my approach to things because market pullbacks don't matter to me. They don't shock and awe me anymore. Never really have over the last 5 years because I was so convinced on GameStop and Ryan. But it helps me understand you guys a whole lot more. The minute I see somebody come in here and bitch and complain about the price or say, man, I wish we could have held 25. We're coming down with all that happening. It doesn't do it for me. You know what happens? I've seen the price go up in things and people get excited and people, their heart starts beating. They start doing things that they normally wouldn't do. You know what it reminds me of? When I was a police officer and we would pull someone over and I'd pull someone over to ask them questions. And the minute you start asking them questions, they start breathing funny, right? You can see it, the rise and fall of their chest and their sweaty palms and they're looking at you and the eyes are beating around and they're nervous twitches. You know what you can't do when you're nervous and you're in fear and all that's happening? You can't make rational decisions. You can't follow orders. You can't go with the program because you don't. But if you were calm, cool, calm, collected, and you knew you did nothing wrong, and you know you don't have any alcohol in your system, and you know you're a law-abiding citizen, you can take all the orders in the world. You can follow direction. You can go through with it. And there's no nervousness to you. There's no jitter stepping. There's no just extra words coming out that don't need to. No, you're just a normal person. Well, guess what? In the world of investing, when that stock is going up and down, and your heart starts beating and you're nervous, and that just proves to you who you are. You're not conditioned for this world. You're going to sell. You're going to lose. You're going to dive down on it. And why? Because you're not calm. Because you're going to make bad decisions when you're not calm. That's how I view the investment. In a relationship, truly supporting each other's dreams and goals is gold. Yes. My entire 401k has been in GameStop since 2022. I am numb to volatility. Of course. Of course, I'd love to see a rocket up at some point, but I don't mind acquiring more shares as long as I can. We'll talk about that in a minute. After planting the bamboo, nothing appears above the ground for years while it develops deep roots. Then in the 5th year, it can grow up to 90 feet in just 6 weeks. I love that. Rational mind versus emotional mind. Rational mind wins. 34 months Sir Moist with me. With us. With GameStop. It's one of those things where people are either smart or emotional. That's what it comes out to. And I want people to know that. But there's so much going on in my brain right now for Mr. Assembler and his family, for Team 51, for GameStop, for this investment, for this month. It's 333 if you didn't know what it was, and part of my language that I didn't mention here, but it's a blood moon, which I don't know if I even agree to all of this. Because in the world of staying calm, right? Something I learned, this whole fight or flight mentality. In the world of staying calm, fear over it outweighs logic. That's where it comes down to. I was scared for my life. People run and don't ask questions. They're nervous. They're scared. They lock up. They freeze. They're deer in the headlights. And logic is going to win if you're calm. That's what it comes down to. Marantz, thank you for sharing your knowledge with us. You know, the knowledge is there's traders, right? Like these stock bros, and when they have a position and it's too big, they don't know how to manage that timeline. And when it's too small, well, then they might even, play the ego game. You got to separate the ego. That was my main thing every day. But too big. These guys that come in, flex their portfolios at you, show the transactions they make, what they're up or down. Those guys lose big. They don't win big. They lose big. I'd rather lose small and over time you compound and you grow. They don't understand compounding. A lot of people don't understand compound. Just eclipsed 2K shares today, picked up another 122. Good job, Ozzy. I'm going to show you guys how you can compound growth and what it means for you as an investor, just so that we're clear. I'm going to show you yesterday's transactions, not today's. I don't care to update it or re-sign back in, but here you go. So this is compound growth. If you're not familiar, here's the summary of what they're not going to let me do it. Dang it. Let me do it a different way. Hold on. Because I want to show you a chart. That's why. I want to show you a chart, and then it's going to ask me for all these qualifiers. Hopefully it works out just fine. Let's see. And it worked. Perfect. So let's go to summary. So we're going to go to summary, and we're going to go to 3 years, and this is what you call compounding. Okay. Because it's not a compound of actual profits. You see, people have this way of thinking, and they call it profits, right? What was your gains? That's where you compound, Marantz. That's not it. It's you create a compound on your belief, yes, on your investment, but it's on your entries versus your risk. This account here had $4,000 in it in 2023. 2023 had $4,000. But over time, with learning the market and learning when to come in and when to go about your life, I've compounded that position all the way up to 60,000. Do you get it? It's 1,500% increase over the last 3 years for me personally. Now, where do we go from here? Considering the performance of the stock and where it's at today, if it hit the all-time highs of this timeline back here, instead of going to 12,000 at that time, or 18,000 or 32,000, instead of having that type of value, I would be closer to 250,000. So that's where I'd be from now because I've compounded my decision making. That's what you can do when you have belief, when you have a plan and you execute it at the highest level. And that's what I'm trying to do tonight. I'm trying to do that every day. It's just been tough, guys. Not the investment hasn't been tough. It's been tough navigating, in a world where people expect you to stay quiet or not share your truth or your path or your journey, because in all actuality, people who work hard, they don't have a YouTube channel. I'm just telling you, you don't have a YouTube. This has been frowned upon so many years where people say, I'm sure Marantz works 18 hours a day. How in the hell does he work, have a career, do YouTube all day? How does he film? How does he edit? How does he do all this? Like, they don't understand the work ethic it takes to be me. It's something I learned from my twin brother, believe it. He says, no matter how busy you think you are, how good you are, there's somebody working harder. So if you're doing 18-hour days, there's somebody doing 19-hour days. And the same platform, in the same industry. I know that. But for people to go around and second guess how you do it or why you do it because they can't, that's more of an indictment on who they are versus who you are. That's it. You can grade me all you want. You're never going to be me. You can't. It's not possible. There's a different motor in me. There's a different motivating factor in me. Some of you aren't parents. Some of you haven't lost as much as I have in my days to where I have learned and gained a wealth full of knowledge. The knowledge I gained from this show and hanging out with you guys is worth more than any dollar amount. You see, this is about value. Everyone out there keeps associating value with dollars, and it's not that. Your spouse is more valuable to you than any dollar that's given to you. They keep you upright. That's the partnership. That's the vow in front of God, in front of your families. I was sent a clip by Noisy Corex. Noisy Corex is a no-name YouTube guy who has no views at all. And they were trying to explain why him and Platinum and Amy get along and sit there and talk about anything. They're going to do it no matter what, whether somebody watches or not. That's what makes them a good steward of information. Then went on to say Marantz, he can't, and they tailor make my clips where they clip everything out of context, and then they say this is who he is, and then this is what he said, but they never get the parts in between. It's always the make you look bad kind of guy. That's fine. I don't need help looking bad to you. But the worst part was Noisy said something to the effect of about his brother being. He says, "Who cares if my brother's in prison for murder? By the way, he murdered his best friend." Right? Who cares if he's in prison for murder? He's getting a college degree right now, and he's going to make more money than you, Marantz, when he gets out. Take that, buddy. That's what you said. And that's the lack of empathy and growth and life in you, Noisy. Because no dollar amount's going to bring back the young man that your brother murdered. And you try to justify it with dollars or the good deeds they might do. That doesn't substitute the life they took. You don't value life because you've never procreated. You've never brought life into this world. In addition to bringing life into this world, educate the world. And the fact that the two people sitting next to you didn't talk down on you on that or call you out on that shows me exactly who they are versus who you are. You grandstand in front of two women that don't stand for anything other than to be heard out loud in a room full of investors. They actually have the ability to bring life into this world, and they should have put you in your place. And they didn't. Don't send me the clips, guys. I don't need to associate myself with real losers in life. People that are bottom feeding, people that can't get over themselves and say, we're narcissistic, we're self-centered, we're self-driven, we're self-motivated. That's what we are, with or without your fanfare. But don't ever marginalize murder with me or with yourself. Yeah. Remember, Marantz, you ever figure out what those weird webs were that were all over your yard and spiders? It's either caterpillars or spiders. That's what it looks like. It says here, what's good, my brother? Area 51 is in the building. It's always game time. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Team 51. But yes, I'm still in share accumulation mode, YOLO. A great time to be alive. Keep up the good work. I'm happy that you got your mic fixed too. Me too. I was tired of sounding amateur. That's just freaking backwards mentality. Correx is something to say some shit like that. Yeah, it's okay, guys. These people that need to know what life is and give it value and not a dollar value. Matter of fact, I give you a hug. That's what I'll do. I give you a hug, a handshake, and a hello. And they all start with H. Is that fair? My investment in GameStop has always been so big to me because I've given it more value than the dollars you see. It was something, right? There was something going on. Oh man, if I ever told you guys like how it actually works. Like, man, my mind just, you guys don't know the way my mind works. My mind just went on something, on a variable. Right? Like, how can I explain it? You want to hire a gardener. Give you an example. You want to hire a gardener. And the gardener says, I'm going to charge you X amount of dollars based off of how many square feet you have. And that's a simple math problem. Here's his square footage, here's his yard, here's his lot, and this is what I'm going to charge him to cut his grass. And that's it. That's the only variable. Size and lot. Is that true? Is that true? I mean, is there not the other variables come into play? Okay, let's see. Is there any water features on there? Are there any trees on the property? What time of the year? What time of the day can I meet up and cook? How often should I go? If it's this large, let me ask you a couple of other questions that come into play. Is it a 2-story, single story? Is it taking up all of this space? Is there any gravel? Is there any hills? All of these questions might increase the price or increase the value. There's so many variables that people don't take into consideration. But you have to. You have to. Certainly with your investments. When you do your investments, it's just like selecting different things, like cars, the same way. There's added value that's unspoken. This case, GameStop, yes, X, Y, and Z. This is what they make. This is what they're worth. That's what you're doing on your end. All you naysayers against GameStop, guess what I'm doing? I'm doing the real math, the real variables that I keep on track. Long time no see from my brother Sergio. I was the first person to talk negative about Adam Aaron outside of Marantz when I met Adam Aaron. Mike. That's my boy Mike. Mike, you were. After you met him, you weren't satisfied and you weren't happy. But I'm not going to give you that title. But I will commend you for admitting when you're wrong. I've always had a real spot for Mike in my heart because when people started calling out my kids and my wife and all of that, and blasting their information over the internet, their addresses to the school, to work, people try to justify that to say, well, you were doing this and you were doing that, and that's what happens. And I think Mike's the only one who really got serious about it and said, hey, don't mess with the man and his family because it's not going to end up well for you. And that's the truth, Mike. You see, a long time ago, these guys poked the bear. They painted themselves. I always say they painted themselves in goat's blood and they jumped into the tank with a great white shark and they have no idea because they ruffled feathers that'll never be unruffled. I'm like a piece of foil paper. You're going to curl me up, crumble me up. I'll never get spread out back to normal. Nope. I have scars. And that's why when I talk to people and I interview with people, I'm cut this way. But I have zero substance abuse problems. I have zero marital issues. I've never domestically hurt anyone. This whole idea, this guy actually had the nerve to say, I hit my mother. That's exactly what, I mean, I don't know how many times this kid wants to slander me over and over and over. And he did it in writing as well on the meltdown. I'm not stupid. I know where it's at. So you might want to delete all those entries as well there, Noisy. Because you posting a video saying you didn't do it, I'm telling you you did because I know, because I have it. So it really wouldn't matter. I got the screenshots. My point being, you guys talk about me in a certain way, in a certain light, and paint me in a certain light. And I've never been that guy in my whole life. Never in my whole life. And I won't be tomorrow and I won't be today. I'm a child of God. I'm on a path that you'll never understand. And it's God's wishes. It's God's will. I just accept it. But while doing that, I promise you, I say it as clearly as God has educated me to say it. You fuck with the wrong one. All of you. You guys had no idea. You could have left me alone. You could have just let me be. But you didn't do that. And you still won't do it. You still keep doing the shit you guys do. And that's fine. Imagine what it's going to take to get rid of me once it's really happening. When GameStop starts performing and starts showing and start doing and starts telling, I'm going to be a madman. There's no stopping me. So please, proceed with caution. By me, dollar cost averaging in every week, every day, for years, I've allowed this investment to do what it's supposed to do. It's working for me. I'm not working for it. This investment gets to sit there, go up or down, doesn't matter. Ryan gets to make headlines. Everybody gets to have doubt. It wouldn't matter. It's working for me. I'm not working for it. And a lot of you guys should have this stance. Listening in, we'll rewatch yesterday's live too. That's my boy, bro. You know, I buy in every day. Like I was saying, it's in my brain somewhere. I buy in every day. And as the stock does what it does, doesn't matter what it does for me personally. It rewards my intellect. It rewards me for understanding investing, understanding the balance sheet, understanding Ryan, understanding you as investors, and then the channel itself. But that's how I do it. I reward my intellect. And in the past, most people would reward their doubt, right? Like that's how they do it. They're doubtful. They're going to speak on it in a doubtful way. Well, you never know. This could happen. This might happen. This is a possibility. Possibilities versus probability. When you invest, you're going with the probabilities of the market. That's it. There's a lot of possibilities, but what's probable to happen? And are you aligned? Are you aligned with the outcome that you're pacing for? That's all. That's how you invest. That's how we do it. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Dynamite is here. Appreciate you, Dynamite _41. It's my man, bro. I think the biggest thing for me is I play a lot of WoW. I don't know if you guys know I play a lot of World of Warcraft. And what keeps me out there and about questing and going to dungeons and raids and accomplishing feats and doing it is called durability. When your durability is diminished, you have to pay for it. And it repairs your loot. If you're not durable, you're gonna break. That's how my investment world is. It's WoW-centric. I have this survivability about me because I'm durable. You're durable. And when your durability is tested, you can withstand it all. You get to fight it through. I can survive 1,000 cuts. There's no such thing as death by 1,000 cuts, but there is the other way around. I can make 1,000 investments, small incremental ones, into the one position that I believe in. And what can you do? I'm prioritizing survival at this point. While everyone is afraid of it, I embrace it. I embrace hunger. I embrace the unknown. I embrace being uninformed on an investment from a leadership team that's doing the same, working in silence, working in the dark. Because the rebirth, the re-announcement, you coming out and you shedding is no different than a man who got divorced and he's at the gym every night and he doesn't want people to see him for 5 months. And then he comes back in, he walks in, he's ripped. He went through the damn workout plan. He went to the boot camp with Jake Kerwin and he comes back and got an 8-pack and he's telling his ex-lady, I'm better than that. That's investing. But it's hard for me to get up on it. It's hard because today I got news from Thundercats Assembler. I got that news and it made investing trivial. It made it marginal. It made it not even part of my thought process today. When you lose someone or lose something and you're hoping for the greater good, it's hard to find it. We've all survived 100% of our worst days. But this is one of those moments where you got to put something down. And if you don't know what that means, it's hard to do things when you're carrying everything. You have your hands full. That's what you have. As an investor, as a father, as a husband, you got your hands full. I'm a content creator on top of that, right? Like I'm all of the above. I'm everything in between. And what do I have my hands full with life? But sometimes you got to put something down to be able to hold what's coming next. So instead of holding it all, instead of carrying it with you, I'm okay. My investment's over there for the month, for the week. I don't need to check it. I don't need to worry about it. It's not going anywhere. I'm good. I've got to focus on this right now. Put something down to pick something up. I don't know if you guys know where I get all my mind and my brain, like where I think like this. And I have to voice it and I have to say, I have to get it out. There's a person in this show that constantly keeps me motivated, where she's like a little Jiminy Cricket, like, hey Marantz, don't forget this. Hey Marantz, you mean a lot to people. Hey Marantz, you doing, and it's Amber. Amber is a very big person when it comes to this show. Sharon's the same way. Carter's the same way. And Almo and Kyoto and Stacks and Raven's Townsend man message, and Raven said, I'm watching every show, bro, even on reruns, even on replays, because I'm doing nights now. But all of you guys have that effect on me where I know that I need to get out here and I need to get this out because it might do something for you, not just me. GameStop is my personal wealth fund, and every day we communicate on making moves. We're blessed. We have 149 people watching and only 46 likes. Come on, people. Yeah, I don't care. The likes aren't going to change my day. I don't even know what that means. I think it has like just the thing about doubt, right? Like what's hard, Marantz? It's to feel the pain of one of our own, but feel helpless. Oh, let me tell you. I watch videos come across my feed, and it might be like a kid getting bullied or kids fighting. Have you ever seen like those kid fight videos? Like they're in high school and they're recording and they're fighting, and everyone's recording and no one's really like being a human at that moment. They're all about who's the toughest, who's the baddest. Let's throw these hands, and then someone's getting hurt. When I see another person get hit or hurt in life physically, it makes me sick. Because I don't think people understand the relationship between putting pain onto someone and what it feels like for their families to see it being blasted when they could do nothing to help them and support. Wouldn't you want to support your family or protect your family? You always say, that couldn't be my kid. I'd kill somebody. That couldn't be my daughter. I would go there and I'd fight everybody. Like people say these things. And the truth is, it is somebody. It is somebody's kid. So as much as we all want to huff and puff, it all starts at home. It all starts with you. Not doing the right thing, I don't watch those 100%. Well, I think it has a lot to do with the kids' mindsets too, because those kids turn into adults. Yeah. Those adults become AMC investors, Bed Bath & Beyond investors. I'm 100% committed to this. I'm convinced on this. Go ahead and look at the crowd. Look at them all. Talk to them. You ever talk to them? You ever like ask them? What's the first thing they do? I can't do it. I won't do it. I don't do it. All the negatives come out. I can't sell. Why would I sell now? I can't do it. I didn't have the time. I didn't know. What do you mean I have to study? What do you mean I didn't know? It's the doubts. Because, just so that we're clear, why they're not physically fit or why, Marantz, somebody keeps calling me a fat ass. I'm like, dude, we can go right now. I'm going to run a mile. I'm going to jump real high. What do I have to prove? I've been 20. I've been 30. I've been physically fit my whole life. That's not going to be the proof for it. Because when you run and your heart beats fast, you don't like that feeling. You don't like that pain. Some people do. Some people embrace it. But that's the point. I can't do this, man. All that ambition, all the dreams, all the fire you have, nobody can see it. Because you probably have it for something else. Find what you're good at. If it's not investing, get the hell away. Damn, this has been so deep, I forgot to hit the like button. Yeah. Okay. I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday about the show, and sometimes you get the philosophical deep, Marantz. Sometimes you get the comical. I want to hang out. Just boom, boom, boom. It just depends whatever I'm going through. I just speak my brain. It's crazy. I got a crazy brain. And I stare out into the open, and I'm thinking. I'm thinking at it at the same time. And leave it to Because I Can to change up the whole stream. He writes, Apollo Global Management investors are the worst. I seen the email and the workers. You be you, man. That's what we like. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I saw some of those emails. I saw some of the past from Peter Thiel and Apollo and Epstein and a whole bunch of other crap out there. I don't really care right now. We've got countries at war. We've got an economy that's selling off like you wouldn't believe. The TA's there to prove it. You've got a company like GameStop that's in transformation mode, working in silence. We're like the divorced 50-year-old that's getting a second wind at life. You know, we're like that guy who's going through a midlife crisis. Because a lot of shit happens in the dark. And while all the naysayers are out there gossiping and talking, and those are all the pundits, right? That's Wall Street. Stock bros, analysts, financial bros. They're all living a lie. They're all telling you GameStop's trash. It's not going to get anywhere. Wow. While the world has forgotten what GameStop is, we all are reminding them daily. There's always that whole idea that you can't change the outcome of things. It's just going to happen anyway. And I'm the only one going against this rhyme and reason where I am the outcome. I can change it because I want to build it with everyone. I want to make a difference for GameStop. I want to make a difference for your investment. I want to make a difference for your education on your investment. It's been my goal since the day I started. And it's brick by brick. It's one view at a time. And yeah, I'm shadow banned. Yeah, no one's co-signing on me. It's not because they hate me, you jackasses. It's because I don't play their game. Hey, you want to do this? Nope. I don't have to justify my silence. I don't have to justify why I don't do things. Just know that I'm not going to do them. GameStop has been in the gym for 5 years, and when the shirt finally comes off, it's going to be the comeback story of your lifetime. Yeah. You know what's the comeback story of your lifetime? You. You're the comeback story of your lifetime. No matter where you're at right now, no matter where you've been, it's a comeback story because the price you're about to pay to level up your whole life. Dynamite, my boy, I'm talking to you. You're paying a price right now, a sacrifice. You're not going out. You're not enriching yourself with a car that you can't afford. You're not out there chasing it. You're out there trying to get better yourself. But the price you pay, it's in the dark to others. But for us, you're in the light. And you're going to win, brother. You're going to win big. You're going to set yourself up for a future life that you didn't know existed for you. That maybe we weren't brought up and raised on. Maybe we come from broken homes, or maybe we don't come from the greatest of lifestyles. But you've found a way to be self-sufficient, to make enough money to put away enough, and to keep grinding on what you are. The principles of you. The logic has outweighed the ego. I watch your show. You have no idea why I watch you. I watch your show not because, hey, I'm going to learn something that I didn't already say or I don't know or whatever. That's not how I view you. I'm not viewing you for that. I'm viewing you for the motivation that is exactly what this investment is. You embody it. You're a poster child for it. Your success. And no one's going to come up and give you a sticker and say, you're successful. Because the way they judge it is based off of what they can see. They don't judge it based off of what you do in the dark. You are GameStop. GameStop's the same way. They have so much that they're building, so much that they're putting together, the goodwill within their home, within their company. And when it comes out and when you finally see it, it's already too late. You can't catch it. You can't catch this, young man. You can't catch GameStop. That's why I watch. Somebody's got to say it. Somebody's got to publish it. Somebody's got to talk about it. You might have a book to write one day. You might have a story to tell. And you don't need to tell people what you're doing. That's everyone. They don't want to feel your pain. Friends going out, friends buying things, people doing things, experiencing things. You can experience a whole lot right here for free. That's my night. It's been an hour. I've been regulating myself to an hour every night. I know it's not enough for some of you guys, but for me, until I'm ready to go all in, I just tell you thank you. Thank you for the love and support of the show. Thank you for being members of the show for so many months and years. You guys all do have a free super chat. Funny Spider, thank you for 10 of them. Dynamite got one. Todd got one. The people who are supposed to get one got one. The good guys. You guys have a lot to be thankful for and a lot to look forward to. It's GameStop. And this is a community that we built. Trove is equally as important as anyone else in this show. But there's a lot of Marantz Rantz videos to watch. There's a lot of Trove Island songs to listen to. I thank you guys for the free memberships right there for the show. You guys are totally awesome, man. Appreciate you guys so much. Inking all day, my actual tattoo artist. Marantz is the GOAT. You had to be there, Trove. You had to be there, man. It's in my heart. It's in my head. It's somewhere. I just want to thank you guys again. We got a march in front of us that no one sees coming. You do. GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop. GameStop. I'm going to see you around, millionaires. Peace.